We're at Redland Middle School. We had a town hall meeting, and we had a few folks show up this evening to give us their thoughts and viewpoints.
Well, my concern is when they planted the trees, there was...
On what's working, and in most cases what's not working.
Nobody's doing anything about it.
In Montgomery County, in our district, in District 3, and in some cases it was beyond District 3. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Sidney Katz, and this is the second town hall meeting that we've actually done. This evening really is about you and your concerns and your plans. The reason I like to do town hall meetings is because you actually you go to the neighborhood or near the neighborhood where people live and where their concerns are. I like to go out to see people directly. It gives everyone the opportunity what their problems are and what the problems we can help solve. The total budget is a little over $5 billion, that's with a B, dollars. To me, one of the two great things that we have in government that are so necessary in government is budgets, which is how we spend our money, but the other part is communication. We need to make certain that we are communicating so that people are aware of what we're doing. Schools, Montgomery County Public Schools gets about almost half or close to half of the budget itself, which they got about $2.3 billion for the school system, which is about $31.9 million more than they got last year. Anyone with a question, please?
So you said here that there's an increase of 13 million, 1.4.
31 million.
Okay, 31 million.
Yeah.
So there's X number of money, and are you telling me, and is this correct, that every year it has to be at least that much?
Per student.
Okay, per student.
As the state of Maryland says that Montgomery County, and not just Montgomery County, any county in the state of Maryland, that you have to spend at least the same amount of money that you're spending per pupil each year, or you can spend more, but you can't spend less.
Shouldn't the cost, what if the cost per student could drop?
Well, and we're not in disagreement.
Why force it to increase when you don't know that that's actually helping educate our children?
And I think, candidly, the maintenance of effort law has difficulties. However, the reality is that is the state law, and the reality is Montgomery County Council has to follow the state law. And the way the state law says is that you cannot spend less per pupil than you did last year. It always concerns me when someone will come to a meeting like this with a specific site of concern. You know, at the corner of X and Y there's tall weeds, or you know, a building that's been abandoned, or whatever.
You know, the eyesore up at the intersection of Redland and Montgomery Mill is the biggest problem for this area right now. And it's been sitting, you know, that retail area is decrepit, it's falling apart, sitting there for at least 10, 20, 15 years. At
the corner of Cynthia and Terry, it's falling apart. There's no way it could be habitable at this point with no heat, no air. It's got to be. So
you're saying no one is living in it?
Oh, absolutely not. Hasn't been for over 10 years.
And that concerns me that they wouldn't have come, or they didn't call our office, they didn't email us, they didn't send a communication, and they wait for a town hall meeting, or as I always joke about, someone will see me in Giant and talk to me in front of where the beans are being sold. And I want to hear from them regardless of whether it's in front of the beans or not, but I'd like them to communicate as quickly as they can with us so that we can work on problems as quickly as we can to solve it so that everybody has a better quality of life. Communication is the most important part of what we do, and if you keep us informed, and we'll try our best to keep you informed, and if you know of a problem, it's easier to stop a problem before it becomes the concern.
It's the opportunity to see, you know, from the community what their concerns are, what we're doing or what we're not doing, and it's good to hear, you know, what's going on in the community. That's what I like about it.
That's my tax money.
Yeah.
You know, that's 28, 30, 50, whatever it is, % of everything I earn.
Our staff will get back with the idea. My staff is great. I have my chief of staff, Lisa Mandel-Trupp. I have this evening Jackie Hawksford, who's the scheduler for me and also schedules for the rest of the county as well. I have Lindsay Hoffman, who does the Fed committee, and HHS, the Planning and Housing and Economic Development and Health and Human Services, and then Brian Jones, who writes the newsletter for us as well and does transportation and environment, T&E, education for our office. So it's necessary to have them here with me to hear directly the concerns, just like I do, to make certain that I got the address correct of when someone is complaining about a specific place, that we can look into it as quickly as possible. They take ownership of the problems just like I do, and they're a terrific staff and truly serve the public of Montgomery County very, 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 very well.
The BRT is the real hope for better ways to commute up and down the corridor.
One advantage that the Corridor Cities Transitway has, and of course there's been a lot of discussion with that as well, but it's in areas where there's been newer construction. I'm not disagreeing about bus rapid transit. I think it's needed for 355. What I am saying is that I think that we need both. I really do.
You know, he's accountable, and he wants to, you know, he's going to follow up with any questions he doesn't know or answers he can't give at this time, but I understand it's a big responsibility, and I like his honesty.
I don't necessarily go to every street every day, but I can tell you now that I know about it, it's my fault. Let me see what we can figure out.
That's important that people know that they're going to take care of, or try to attempt to take care of the problem and get the community answers.
But I can tell you that we will look into the concern. And in some cases, we have to contact other people to get the information. Maybe you're dealing with State Highway, maybe we're dealing with their own Department of Transportation in Montgomery County, but somebody probably already has the answer that's been, the question that's been asked. We have to figure out who would have that answer. And if we don't have the answer in the various agencies, then we have to figure out what that answer is, but get back with people as quickly as we can to let them know we're working on it. Well, thank you all very, very much for being with us. We sincerely appreciate it. And take some cookies with you, please. It's representing the people that you've known in some cases for your entire life. Some are new friends. Some are people that just moved to the area. And it really is an honor to represent people. And you know, I know it can sound corny, but it really is. The work of what I do is a work of love, and I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting people. And if I can change their frown into a smile, I've had a great day.